Topic of this video today is you would never have your way. Get used to it. So anyway, so what I'm gonna go right into it. So basically, you know how it is. You wanted the girl, or you wanted the job position, or you wanted to win money playing, I don't know, gambling or something. I don't know, and it didn't work out for you. Boo hoo. It happens. It's gonna happen. It's gonna continually happen. But how you handle it is the most important thing. So basically, what I want to talk about today is that basically there's a couple of reasons. Well, there's actually three reasons that I see that you should get your way. Number one, if you get your way all the time, think about it. There's no sense of accomplishment. What if everything that you wanted, you always got every single time? Guess what? It wouldn't mean anything. And I'm going to use some stories about what I've done. So, one story here I'm looking at. I remember when, I was in debt. So, I was in debt back in 2007, I want to say it was. I made a bad decision. And basically, what happened was, I let somebody move into an apartment that I had at the time. And I trusted this person, to pay the rent because I actually went out of town for a while. So, long story short, they didn't pay the rent. So, I ended up getting stuck with like a $3,000 bill. Now, back then, of course, that was a lot of money to me. But the reality is that, I was irresponsible. I didn't pay it. So, that was on my credit for a very, very long time. I remember in like 2000, I want to say it was 2014, I actually considered doing bankruptcy. Thanks to a really close friend, he looked at my credit and he was like, dude, don't do it, man. You don't owe that much. See, I didn't understand how bankruptcy works. And basically, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait. So, wrapping this story up, I ended up waiting and it fell off my credit. So, it took 7 years. If you didn't know, that's about how long things take. They take about 7 years to fall off your credit. But the point is that it fell off my credit and, it didn't affect me. Now I have almost 800 credit score. I'm not bragging or nothing. I'm just saying that it takes time. Sometimes people want shortcuts. They do bankruptcy. They try to pay somebody to fix their credit. Don't do none of that crap, man. All you got to do is just tell yourself, you got to cut back for a while. It's going to be tough. But eventually, when you do get out of it, you'll see that you have to work and you have to deal with some stuff and you won't be so quick to get yourself in a situation. Another example, I remember my first BMW that I bought. So I remember when I was thinking about getting that car, I did extensive research. And, people were telling me, oh, maybe you shouldn't get that car. That car is for people that, need, don't they have a lot of money and, they can afford doing repairs and stuff. And I was like, that's fine, but I want this car. So I remember at one point, I almost bought, I want to say it was like what kind of car was that? It was a Chevy. I want to say, no, it was a Chrysler. It was a Chrysler 200. Look at my face. Yeah, I did not want that car. So I told myself, no, this is what I want. I want this BMW. So, I went to a dealership and I want to say that they sold it. And then I went to another dealership and pretty much they were pulling my legs trying to throw all these expenses on the bill. I bet that's another video I'll make. But anyway, I told them no. So the third time's a charm. Third dealership I went to and I ended up getting the BMW I wanted. And I had a blast. I had that car for a couple of years. I hardly had any problems with it. So I'm just saying, you can't believe everything people tell you. It's just sometimes what it is, people are jealous or they can't do what you can do. So they try to find ways to keep you on their level. People are scared to get left behind. Don't do it. So, second off, I want to say that, it builds character. So if you basically, how am I trying to say this? So if you always get what you want, there's no struggle. Every person has a story to tell. Any person you look to or you look at this video, I'm pretty sure you got a story to tell. It's some kind of struggle you got to go through. But when you go through struggles, guess what? They make you stronger. They make you better. And, you're not so quick to put yourself into a situation. I mean, when you play with fire, you get burned. You're not going to be so quick to throw yourself back into the fire. So, that's another reason you don't want to get your way. And finally, over time, we all change. That's just how it is. Who you were a year ago, 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, I can almost guarantee you're not that same person. You're going to change. So the things that you want to change. So the thing is, even if you really, really wanted something, you end up getting it. It may not be what you wanted. It may not be what you expected. So it might not be satisfying. It's more so the hunt or the thrill of actually getting something that's actually better than actually getting it. So, you're always changing. So finally, I want to say this in closing. It's a few things. So what you want to do is place value on accomplishments, not things. I know so many people, I'm considered I'm working at my job right now. And, they get their money and, they get a raise and they go out and buy a really expensive car that they don't need. And it's nothing against it. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, fine. But here's the thing. If you can't afford that car, or your car note is almost half your mortgage, that's just too much. That's in my opinion. Like I said, you do what you want to do, but it's stopping you from, building wealth, investing. And the thing is that now when you have bills that high, now you are dependent on that job. If that job ends next week or next month, you're going to be in panic mode because you're living outside your means. So what I think is better is that, I read a lot of books. Actually, I'm going to show you this book I'm reading right now. This is one of my favorite books right here. 48 Laws of Power. I might have put this out. Read this book. This book has helped me tremendously. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, like I said, place emphasis on accomplishments. The thing is that as you get older, that's all you really have. 20, 30 years from now, you may not even remember what kind of car you were driving in high school. You might remember what kind of car, but you won't remember how it felt. Somebody you're dating right now, if you're young, I know you might want to believe me, but it might be somebody better around the corner. So don't put so much emphasis in it. Just let things take their course. And then, people that don't want to be around, they won't be around. Don't try to hold people down that don't want to be held down. You just got to let people be free like birds. Anyway, and this comes back to, like I said, about, the story I just told you about BMW. Always go for what you want. Don't let other people tell you what you should get. Because the thing is that you're going to be in a situation where you're always settling. And you're always like, hey, what could have been? Don't live like that. It's a horrible feeling because the thing is you can't go back to the past. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next year. So why not go for what you want? Just go for it. At least you could say you tried. Because, in 90, if you live to be 90 years old, you're not going to be sitting around talking about, oh man, I'm so glad I didn't try all the things that I wanted to do. More than likely you're going to have a whole bunch of regrets. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, in closing, like I said, don't get used to not getting what you want. I tell people I play the stock market. I have days where, I'm on top of the world, and, I think I told you the best day so far that I've ever had was I made 1,600 in one day, which is cool. But I'm just saying that, I've also, the biggest loss I've ever had was 1,600 in a day. But the reality is that that's just how it is. You got to take the good with the bad. So I challenge anybody that's watching this video. If you're having, the worst day of your life or the best day of your life, don't take it for granted because it's not going to last. It's not. Tomorrow's another day. And, you could have the best day ever and then have the worst day ever and vice versa. You don't know. But just get used to not getting your way because when you do get your way, you'll be appreciative. And you won't worry about the days where you don't get your way. It won't be luck to you. It'll be skill. It'll be just you feel like you deserve it.